A real quick one before Cappy goes to bed because Cappy's getting old and his bedtime gets earlier and earlier. But I don't know who needs to hear this. Actually, I know everyone who needs to hear this. This would be my generation, certainly the millennials, and now you Zoomers who are kind of on the older end. You do know you could have had a house if you didn't go to college, right? Last statistics I checked, and it's not that long ago, maybe 3 years ago. Still, 85% of you go to college for worthless, stupid bullshit. I've given up on it. I wrote a book called Worthless Young Person's Indispensable. I had to choose the right major 13 years ago, right? Most of you wouldn't be in, we wouldn't have if everyone had bought the $12.95 book back in the day instead of sucking Marxist dicks and why white men suck or whatever horseshit course book they told you to buy. You teachers, you wouldn't be in this problem, right? But and it's one thing, like the 15% of you that major in like accounting, engineering, or something worthwhile. You guys graduate, you might have had some debts, but you actually tangibly increased your income, especially you tradesmen who are smart enough not to go to college and avoid all the debt, just make the money. Um, you guys aren't in that trouble because what student loan debts you had, you've paid off. You have a real degree. But 85% of you in the past, and that includes my generation, including me, I had a worthless degree. You could have afforded a house, especially the younger you got and the tuition going up. You could have afforded a house had you stayed at home, not borrowed that money, worked. And I've ran through it would be a very challenging 4 years. I ran through the scenario if you worked two full-time jobs and just lived at home. That's all you did for 4 years. But I know you want to party and have the college experience. Even though I'm like a true midwit 93 IQ moron, I want to be taught by professors and pay them $400 a credit. Tell me I'm smart. It goes for all you people with your master's degree in the liberal arts and social sciences. Oh, heaven help you guys. You guys could have bought two houses with the time and money. But if you just spent your 4 years working two full-time jobs, admittedly, and you were living at home, like your parents didn't charge you rent. That's the key thing. That's where parents, if you want to actually help out your kids, stop lying to them, allow them to do that. Toss it in the S&P 500. You wouldn't have you wouldn't own your home outright, but you would have more than enough for a down payment on a home. And God almighty, and until recently, a lot of you would have secured at very low interest rates, but you all had to go have the college experience. How's the college experience treating you now? I got a question. Yes, you sir in the back. Being underemployed, unemployed, and I understand I'm no friend of the corporal. I understand you guys have been treated like shit in that regard. But do you guys still think you know everything? You still think your 4.0 from whatever Vassar means you're smart? Meanwhile, you can't afford rent? I mean, right? Y'all got these college degrees. Can you guys do the math? Apparently, a lot of people can't do compound math or the interest calculation on the student loan debts because it's a surprise that interest. I'm surprised we issued so many college degrees and you don't understand how compound math works. But can you guys do the math? Hey, if I make whatever $15 an hour now, 80 hours a week, living at home, right? You just save up your money, you toss it in the S&P 500. Let's say you have a 9% rate of return. Let's not worry necessarily about inflation, right? Based on my numbers, I have to recalculate them again. Somewhere between 150 to 200,000 you'd have saved up in 4 years. That's very serious down payment on a house, maybe even an outright condo in some places. Which single person, that's really all you need. I'm just trying to, and I'm not. It's happened. See, you believed your stupid, dumbass Marxist teachers. College experience, follow heart, money follow. Despite previous generations being piss poor, you signed on the dotted line. You pissed away 4 years on a worthless college degree, and now you don't know how to pay it back. You guys are the mistakes that younger generations should learn from. Now, there's ways you can recover from it, and that's a different story. I'm using you guys as example for the young people, the young Zoomers and Alpha, that maybe you guys could be, look, a lot of changes going on in the country, a lot of which you may not agree with, but the opportunity exists that you guys don't have to be a generation of fuck ups like the previous 3 generations, 4 if you include the boomers. You could go into the trades. You could, hey, there's another reason y'all don't have affordable housing because we have way too many college students and not enough carpenters. Ew, but that's gross. That's Manuel and Jose and Trabajar should do all that work. Those guys should do that. Have you thought about becoming a trade? And that's I really don't care about people who. It'd be one thing if they naively made mistakes, but it's the sanctimonious asshole attitude. The previous generations before, they knew everything and we figured it out. And I need more money. So I don't care about those people because they were assholes. They thought they knew everything. And they called some of us some very nasty names like, oh, you agree with that party that believes in killing people that aren't like you. No, I believe in low taxes. A little bit of a jump there to the guy with the funny mustache. You young people, you could afford a house. You young people, you could become contractors and tradeswomen. You young people don't have to be the 50-year-old Gen Xer who is still paying off the student loan while they lease a BMW because it's YOLO. You don't have to be the millennial who's still waxing his mustache and beard like, hey, I got flannels. Am I still cool? Now living at home at 42, you ain't, buddy. And you can avoid the fucking hell that student loan debt has wreaked on like 2 solid generations. Gen Xers a little bit less so. And at the end of the day, 85% of you are going to go to college for a worthless joke of a degree anyway. You go to college experience. And I got 2 books out, Worthless and Bachelor Pad Economics. I talk about the college experience. You will have the college experience whether you go to college or not. It's called your 20s. You'll go to house parties. You'll get drunk. You won't get laid. You go to the bars, whatever. Hey, now if you want the college campus experience, go sit on a college campus, order an espresso, sit there, act like a sanctimonious know-it-all fuck, and then there it is. There's your college experience, minus the debt and you realizing, oh, wait, I don't know everything. I'm a 19-year-old kid. It was just I had rich parents from the suburbs. Oh, they weren't rich, and I had to take out student loans anyway because dad was caught in a banker fraud scheme. Oh, okay. What's work? You'll have the college experience. You don't take one class at a college. Go to the campus like I'm paying for parking sucks. Oh, look at all the protesters who are ugly who aren't having sex. Man, those are fucking ugly people. Then you go work your 2 jobs. You save up your money. Oh, look, you got a house at 22. You could afford housing. Arguably, if you brought $175,000 down to a house on a payment, and then finance what 120,000. I mean, that's low. You're set for housing pretty much for the rest of your days. No. Let's all piss 4 to 6 years paying $400 of credit to have a bunch of washed up fucking boomer professors tell you socialism. We just haven't tried it enough. Do you read Noam Chomsky? I read Noam Chomsky. He is so smart. He says more free shit. So link below. I mean, I think it's a pretty simple concept, right? If you didn't go to college, you could have afforded a house, right? Think we got that? It's too late for you because you did go to college and you didn't afford a house, so it's academic. But for the younger people, we could help them out. Link below. I got several resources for you young people and the older people if you want to get out of the financial troubles you're in. One's called Bachelor Pad Economics, Financial Advice Bible for Men and Women who are bold enough to read it. It goes through all the financial decisions you have to make starting at 14 because nobody has parents anymore in the United States. Your parents are a bunch of consumerist, materialist whores leasing out Mercedes and BMWs and corporate, bro. So you got to raise yourself. So starting at 14 teaches you, like, here's what you should be doing all the way up to death. And basically, you won't be poor. Can't guarantee you'll be rich, but I guarantee if you do what's in that book, and like assuming you don't get hit by a truck or something, you won't be poor. There's Worthless, the young person's indispensable guide to choosing the right major. Please don't make the previous mistake that the previous 2 generations made, not reading that book. Please go buy that book so you don't end up 1.6 trillion in student loan debts. Please. And there's also How Not to Become a Millennial. Can you believe it, the millennials, that education is not the only thing that the millennials were lied to about? Can you believe the millennials were lied to about everything? Maybe go get that book. What if you're younger, obviously, you don't want just they're telling you the same lies, except the new one is now cut off your junk. That's the new lie they added. The millennials didn't get that one. You guys are getting that. Hey, you okay, kids? You want to be cool? Cut off your junk. I'm a teacher. Ah. Oh, by the way, the image comes from the National Education Association, ironically. And I always try to make sure I get copyright free images. It's a really quality image, but I didn't see any copyrights. I did a Google image search. Whoever took that, if that happens to be copyrighted, let me know. I'll take it down just to decide. And if you happen to be a millennial, like, and you still don't know why things aren't working out the way you were told, it's because you were lied to. You know you were lied to. Would you like the solutions? Would you like to save the remaining half of your life? Please go get the book, How Not to Become a Millennial. It's not anti-millennial. It's very defending of the millennials because you were lied to. I don't know. Can this video go? Can you share this video with your friends? So, like, maybe instead of waiting for the mainstream media, oh, hi. Fareed Hazad or whatever, he wrote a book by liberal arts degrees are the best. I should look that up. That book's like 10 years old. And he actually went and defended liberal arts degrees, and how many people just crushed their finances. Not in a good, like, they ruined their finances because they read and believed that guy's book. Can you share this with younger people and say, hey, maybe we should read this book? I don't like the guy, but maybe he's right. Maybe I shouldn't go $200,000 into debt for an English degree. I think I speak English pretty well to begin with. So there are your resources. All right, we got some super chats. Pringle cans with veins, $5. Pine Bluff, Arkansas is the new Detroit, $450 for a house, no back taxes. Honestly, move to cheap areas and commute to work if you have to. Well, if you could work remote and you find a cheap place like that, minus the what's it called? Crime. Why not? I mean, Pine Bluff, I don't know. Arkansas, I drove through it. It's warm down there. You got trees.
Oh no, it's not where all the action is. Oh my goodness, Becky, what are we gonna do if we don't go and live Sex in the City? Oh, I don't know, Trisha.
Pringles can with veins again for $5. There are a ton of dying towns all over America. It's not where the action is, but if it let's try something new. The thing is, you need to have a job, and a lot of those towns, which I drive through because I live in South Dakota, the mine is gone. They have trains that transit longer distances. The farmers bring their cattles on trucks. The towns really don't serve a point anymore. Now, if you were remote work, you want to go buy like the nice old little house on the corner and fix it up, sure. But I'm just going to tell you now, how far away are you from a Menards or a Home Depot? That's it, because I thought about it. I was like, well, gee, I could pick that up. I could buy a whole freaking town. It's like there's a reason people left the town. Pringles pan again, $2. And by it's like, no. Come on, Pringles. You're dating women. You pull girls. You don't need to get that. All right, there you go. Links to all my stuff below. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.